Hello everyone. Welcome back to our Massachusetts state map video series that we're doing. Today we're going to, on this next video, we're going to be doing cities and towns within Massachusetts. So let's take a look at what we've done so far though. In the last video we did some mountains out in the western part of the state, and we labeled the Taconic Range, the Berkshire Hills, and we drew in the Hoosac Range. We didn't label that yet, so I'll label it right about here. Hoosac Range. So that was kind of a fun video. Today we're going to tackle a little bit more detailed topic, which is the cities and towns. Now, I have a little fact that I looked up. In Massachusetts, there are 294 towns and 57 cities for a total of 351 cities and towns. And the main difference between a city and a town, I would say, is the population. Okay, there are a lot more people in a city. Many times, the city has about 100,000 or more people. Okay, that's not always the case, but that's a common amount for a city, and a town would have less than that. So there are more towns than cities, but we're gonna label some of the bigger cities, and we might even throw in a few small towns as well. And you can add your city or town if we haven't put it on the map. But let's start off with the capital city of Massachusetts, which is Boston. Okay, and you can see in the key we're using a star for the capital city symbol. And the city of Boston is located. Now remember, this symbol is just kind of pinpointing the location. It does spread out further than this, but we're kind of pinpointing it with a symbol. So I put it right about here. You can put like a little star right about here with a circle around it. And maybe I could use a red for that. Really make it stand out. Okay, and now you should have a sharp pencil. Okay, that will be very helpful in this video. And yeah, I'll put a little line, leader line out to the side, and write Boston in capital letters. Okay, so that's your capital city of Boston. Now, let's look at the list. I guess we could start at the top of the list in the cities and towns category. And the first one is Provincetown, which is probably not a city, but probably is a town. Probably should have used an open circle for that. But anyway, not a big deal. Let's label it with a leader line. It's located kind of at the top of Cape Cod here. We kind of refer to this whole area as Cape Cod. I bet some people would say that this is technically Cape Cod at the top here, but many people just call this the Cape. Okay, and I think that includes this whole area right here. You can discuss that with your teacher a little bit more too, to find out the exact details on that. But here's the town of Provincetown, right at the tip there. Okay, as we go, we'll check them off the list. Okay, the next one is called New Bedford, which is a famous whaling city in Massachusetts. And that's located right at that little dot right there. So think I'll write new on 2 lines. N-E-W, new, Bedford. Famous for its whaling. The history. You'll be talking about the history of some of these cities and towns, especially if you live close or in them. Okay, the next city is Lawrence, which is located right along the Merrimack that we've already labeled. So Lawrence. Now remember, we're just pinpointing the city. The city has boundary lines, just like the counties and whatnot, but we're just going to put the little symbol of the dot. Okay, now we're going to do Springfield. Springfield is a very well-known city in Massachusetts, located along the Connecticut River. Okay, good. Check that one off. We've already done Pittsfield. We did that in the last video. Okay, now Northampton is a little further north than Springfield, very close to that river also. Maybe I'll start a little bit to the left and try to make it end close to that dot. Northampton. H-A-M-P. If you're not happy with the placement of the name, you can always erase it and rewrite it again. That actually came out pretty good. Let's see, the next one is Lowell, Mass, which is once again up along that Merrimack River. We talked about population centers close to rivers, and you can see that a lot of cities are located near the rivers. Okay, this next city has the word river in it. It's Fall River. Yeah, and it's located right, very close to the Taunton River. Okay, Fall. I think I'll put that on 2 lines also. Remember, you can always stop the video. I'm going kind of fast, so you can always stop the video and get your city labeled nice and neat before you go on to the next one. Okay, next one would be Worcester. Worcester. Now this is a tricky, some people have trouble pronouncing this, but it's W-O-R-C-E-S-T-E-R. Worcester. Okay. Let's head north to that city north of Worcester, way up here, Fitchburg. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, being about 351 cities and towns. The reason I chose these is because they're kind of spread out around the state. I thought it'd be nice to, pick ones that are kind of spread out. But at some point we might look at a map showing just how many cities and towns there are, and you'll see how densely populated some of these areas are. Okay. Next one in the list is Brockton, which is right about here. Brockton, Brockton. Okay. And then we've got one more, North Adams. I thought that was a town, but we've used the city symbol, but you can always double check on that. I think I'll abbreviate North, N period, A-D-A-M-S, North Adams. Okay, good. Now, I made a list of a few additional towns to add, and why don't you put a little circle right around here, a little bit above north of Northampton, and a little east as well. This would be the town of Amherst, A-M-H-E-R-S-T. Okay, so you can see it's easy to locate some additional cities and towns. You don't have to be exact, but just try to get it in the, I refer to an atlas to locate that town of Amherst. I also put one over here on the Cape Cod area, and this is the town of Yarmouth. Y-A-R-M-O-U-T-H, Yarmouth. Okay, here's another one that ends with the word mouth. This is Plymouth. You'll see that word, Plymouth. And you can put the little circle right about there. Okay, that's famous for, you'll talk about that in class. Okay, the next one is North Attleboro. I thought we could kind of put that one in right about, very close to the Rhode Island line. All right, North Attleboro. There's an Attleboro as well, but this is North Attleboro. O-U-G-H. Okay, and I put one more out here on Cape Cod, the town of Falmouth, F-A-L-M-O-U-T-H. All right, and you can see I used the open circle for those towns. Okay, well that didn't take as long as I thought it would, but I know it's going to take you guys a little longer after starting and stopping the video as you go along, and just do your best to locate and make sure you spell everything as carefully as possible too. That's very important on a map, that spelling is correct. So do your best with that. Try to check off all the ones in the list, and then add a few more too. All right, thank you very much. See you in the next video.